Hello. How are you today? Welcome to Hardy the Coach YouTube channel as usual. A channel whereby we talk all things career. We talk about interview preparation coaching. We talk about CV and cover letter writing. We talk about LinkedIn optimization. It's a channel where you should be. All right. So, for more of our videos, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that notification button so that you get notified every time we post an interesting and informative video about career development. So we're here today, and I just want to talk about one thing that is close to my heart, one thing that I've been asked by a lot of job seekers, which is interview preparation. How do I prepare for an interview? There are a lot of names that comes along being shortlisted for an interview in the first place, and obviously when you're in the interview room, nerves start popping and kicking. So how do you calm your nerves, right? There are a lot of things that you can do to do that, but first things first, if you're preparing for an interview, you should be able to break down the job description. All right, go where they're saying these are going to be your responsibilities, go where they're saying these are the core competencies that you're looking for for a candidate, and be able to break them down so that you know exactly what they're looking for. In a period whereby we're talking about coronavirus, we're talking about year gaps, we're talking about a lot of things, you're talking about job hopping, you'd want to respond exactly to what the company is looking at or looking for in a candidate, and not respond on other areas that they are not interested in, right? So break it down, know the core competencies that are required. So whenever you are responding, you hit on those core competencies or transferable skills, right? Know what they require in terms of a person, right? So be able to break it down so that every time you respond, okay, tell us about a time when you led a project that was successful. Talk about a project that is in line with what they're looking for. Right. Very, very important, because you might have done hundreds of projects in 100 type of jobs. But what is important is talk about something that is close to their heart or something that is close to what they're looking for in a candidate. So break it down one by one. Break down even on what they require in terms of educational qualifications, because obviously the rule of recruitment is that if a candidate meets 65% of the requirement, you should be able to shortlist them. But we would ask you to say, okay, this job requires someone with a BSc in computer science, but you have got only a diploma in computer science. How are you going to be able to perform? You're supposed to tell them, okay, I might not have a degree in computer science, but I've got experience in such and such and such, right? Exactly with what they're looking for. And you should be able to now leverage on what you have, right? And not what you don't have, right? So that is very, very important. Said, okay, now I've got experience in such. I might not have experience in administration, but what I've been doing as a project support, I was doing administration for researchers, for example. Now you're leveraging on what you have. But it's after you have understood the job description and what they want in a candidate. If you don't do that, it will be you just hopping and chopping and here and there and not answering exactly or hitting the nail where it is supposed to be drived in properly. So that is number one. Very, very important. Number two, research about the company. This one cannot be overemphasized, because you need to know about what the company does, its vision, its mission, their 5-year strategic plan, which you can get on other companies' website. Know where they are going, or how they started. Know their value system, so that at the end of the day, you don't bring in or suggest some things that are not in tandem to their mission, vision, or value system. It could be, yes, you might make more sales, but they do not value that, right? So be able to research about the company, know even the people. Go to LinkedIn, research about them. Go to Twitter, research about them. So you even know even how the company, how their employees, conduct themselves, right? They might have other co-curricular activities, professional development courses. So when they ask you even in other areas where you've got weakness, said, okay, I'll enroll for you in-house professional development courses, or, I'll take this plus, courses, whereby the company can probably actually afford the bill, because you know what the company does. So this cannot be overemphasized. Research about the company. Ask around if you can, so that you know exactly what they're looking for. Number 3, non-verbal communication is everything. Right? Non-verbal communication cannot be overemphasized. Whether it's face-to-face, whether it's Microsoft Teams, whether it's Zoom, we cannot overemphasize non-verbal communication. Right? Why? Because what you are wearing speaks volume about you. Right? And you should be able to dress the part. The way that you are dressed, it can actually tell us about the type of interview that you're going to conduct. You cannot be dressed as an IT guy if you're going to a finance post. That will actually tell us about in terms of you knowing what type of job you are being interviewed for. Right? The way that you shake hands, the way that you look, like your contact, eye contact, the way that you dress, like I said, it speaks volume about your confidence levels. So very, very important, dress the part. But obviously non-verbal communication, don't flinch on the chair, don't rock the chair when you're seated, don't fidget, all those things. You should be able to look straight in the camera. All those things, they will help you to nail an interview. Right. So non-verbal communication cannot be overemphasized, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4, which is very, very important again, because firstly, we talk about researching about the company. Secondly, we talk about general preparedness of breaking down the job description, which is very, very important. And I've talked about non-verbal communication. Then number 4 is you have to know why certain types of questions are being asked in an interview. Some, they've got a tendency of just probably cramming and said, okay, no, this one I'll answer this way. But why it was asked is very, very key in how you're supposed to respond. Right? So very, very important. Know why certain questions are asked in an interview. More than you just said, okay, if they ask this, I'll answer it this way. Know why they will ask you, tell us about yourself. What are they looking for? Yes, they're looking for competencies. Yes, they're looking for experience. Yes, they're looking for accomplishments. Yes, they're looking for a compelling story. So you should be able to know why they're asking certain questions and you know how to respond. For this, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's up for me today. But we're going to have more series about preparing for an interview, even including mock interviews. So why not subscribe to our YouTube channel once more, so that you can get all these notifications when we're having a video, and you're going to get all these informative tips about nailing an interview. Thank you very much, and God bless.